Hello collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at JB08 Carry Braver from the Tomica Heroes Jobraver line. So this guy is kind of a delivery truck, but I don't know, it's got some kind of cat association, so maybe it delivers pet food or something like that. But you can see that the Jobroid here has a cat motif, it's got little cat ears, and then the Braver actually has these big claws. So actually I think it looks pretty cool. Pretty excited to check this one out. If we take a look over here on the side, you can see we have the truck plus the little Jobroid, whose name is Taro. And then they transform here to Carry Braver. Over here on this side, we just kind of have a group shot of some of the other Jobravers. Picture of the truck there on the top, not really much going on the bottom. And then if we spin around to the back, we have this cool little kind of transformation sequence. And then we have Carry Braver here. A little bit of tech spec type information over here on the side. So I'm going to go ahead and get this guy out of the box, get them all stickered up, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here is the Jobroid Taro, as well as the vehicle here. We'll take a look at the Jobroid first. Pretty cool. Really not too many stickers to apply with this set, which I appreciated. You have these two eye stickers here, and you actually get a ton of different options. These are kind of like the basic normal eyes, but you also get like a set of angry eyes, a set of crying eyes, and then kind of like a anime closed smiling eyes. So you can pick any set that you want and pop those on. This little bit of yellow here is painted, and the little cat logo there is painted, as well as the two little cat ears. Jobroid articulation is really the same as it is for all of these. You have a ball joint here in the shoulder because that will become the hips of the robot. And then you have kind of an elbow bend here because that's going to be the knees. And then technically, I guess you could have him sit 90 degrees, but that's really more for transformation. So not really much going on in the way of articulation for the Jobroid. The truck looks pretty cool. Rolls very well. I don't really know what the cat motif is. Like I said, maybe it makes sense if I've been watching the anime. I believe there's an anime for this show. But I'm assuming it's some kind of like pet food delivery or something like that. It's the only thing I can guess. But these stickers actually all came pre-applied, which is nice. I think this is actually painted. I think this is a big sticker though. The only stickers I had to apply was this one here on the front. And then these two here on the sides. All of the windows are painted. The grill here was painted. The headlights were painted. So they're kind of stepping it up in terms of paint applications, which is really cool. And you can see there's some yellow inside here as well. That's all pre-applied paint. So really nice. Really cool. Like I said, rolls pretty well. I like that. He does come with one accessory. That's kind of two accessories, really. He has these big claws. There's a sticker you can see on each side. Now, there were 3 sets of stickers for this as well. So if you wanted to have 2 blue, you know, 1 on each, or 2 gray, 1 on each, and then there was a third one that was kind of like the caution stripes, the black and yellow caution stripes. I just went with this because this is what the box has. The front of the box has 1 gray and 1 blue. I don't really know why, but so be it. So these actually come apart, and these will connect onto the hands of the robot in the larger robot mode. But of course you can sandwich them together here. I was hoping there was a way that they were going to store in the vehicle mode, but I can't find anything, and I just don't really think that's the case. I guess technically you could store it here on the back of the head like with most other accessories, but that just kind of looks ridiculous. And I was hoping that he would be able to use it as a weapon, but this I don't think is going to fit. Let me see if I straighten this out. He can kind of barely hold on to that. But again, it looks weird. And if I try to take this apart and have him use these as claws, I think this would work. So if you want to give this little Jobroid these ridiculous gigantic claw hands, you can. That's kind of fun. But yeah, most of these guys can use whatever the accessory is, whatever the weapon is for the larger robot, and so this is no exception, but I feel like this one looks a little bit more ridiculous than most. But I will put these off to the side, and let's go ahead and get into the transformation here. They don't really want to stand up. That's the only problem with the Jobroids. I know that the feet have to be like this because of the transformation, but it's very hard to get them to stand if you don't have the weight distributed just right. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get the Jobroid ready. We're going to go ahead and just pop this down like that. Then we are going to hinge the head back and then bring the arms straight down and then bring the head around and clip that into place. And this one's actually pretty tight, and this is going to stay in place. I do wish there was a way that this actually pegged in back here. It doesn't. It just kind of uses the strength of the joint to stay up. And I will say that this one feels stronger than ones that I've seen in the past. Sometimes these kind of droop down a little bit, but this one actually feels pretty solid. So now you can kind of see like the abdomen and hips up to the knees of the core robot. And that's what we're going to have there. So we're going to take the truck. We're going to lift off this whole back container section. And how it works is you can see that there are 2 pegs right there, and they peg into the robot fists right there. So you just lift that off, put that off to the side. You're going to take this, and you can see that there are 2 holes right here and here, and then a 3rd hole here, and we're going to line up these 3 spots. So this is going to pop in like this, and then we're going to push this whole section backward, and then that will spring pop open all of these pieces. So you can see here are some stickers here on the shoulders as well that I mentioned. And then you just want to kind of situate this, bring the arms down. So we're most of the way there. We're going to come back to this section and split this apart. And then for each of the legs, we have this little green piece here that we're going to flip around to be kind of like a knee pad. And then we're going to push on this piece here, which is going to flip around and reveal the foot. And that will click into place, and then you have a ball jointed foot there. So we're going to do the same again over on this side. Spin this around. Click that into place. And then there's a little channel right there. It's a little bit harder to see on this one because it's such a large and it's kind of recessed. But you can see the channel right there, and that's on both sides. And that is where this piece is going to pop in. So this just kind of drops down, and it will click into place. Just like so. And then if I zoom out, we have our fully transformed Robo. This is Carrie Braver. Now he's got some really big, long legs because of the back of the truck there. But I still think he looks pretty cool. Just a little bit disproportionate, I guess. So I'm going to bend him at the knees there. But he looks pretty cool. I really like the color scheme. I think the green, the yellow, and the white all really work well together. Head sculpt is pretty good. A little basic, but you have a nice orange visor there, some silver paint for the face. The green and the yellow on the helmet there are all painted. Like I mentioned previously, these are stickers. The yellow here is painted. Now, I don't believe the head can move at all, but you do have this hinge here. The shoulder pad itself can't really move because that's part of the spring-loaded transformation, but you do have a hinge here. You have a bicep swivel. You have, I would say, 90 degrees in the elbow. The hands don't move because they're kind of molded into this piece. Don't really have anything in the waist, but we have those ball joints in the knee joint that the Jobraver had as arm articulation. And then you've got a ball jointed foot down here so you can get kind of an ankle tilt going on. But yeah, overall, I think he looks pretty cool. I like the transformation. I feel like this guy's a little bit more solid than some of the others. And I really like this piece flipping out as the knee pad because you need that little bit of green to break up the otherwise ridiculously long legs. So I do appreciate that. And then we can bring those claws back in, and we have a couple options. So you can either use the peg hole in the center to peg into the fist like we did with the Jobraver. So you can go ahead and do that. Or you have these little notches here on the side. And these little pieces right here and here. And these will slide over that. And this one's a little difficult. There we go. That one's on. And then they just slide over like that. So I appreciate that because a lot of times you have to use the peg hole in the hand. And if you had that, they would be in the wrong orientation. And I like that they clip onto the side like that because I want the claw hands to be facing this way on the arm because that just makes sense. So he's pretty cool. I mean, he's got these giant claw hands. It's a pretty cool little robot. I actually like him quite a bit. Let me see if I can tilt this back a little bit. It's really just about distributing the weight properly. He doesn't really have trouble standing. It's just distributing the weight because otherwise he'll want to fall forward or back. But I think it's a cool little robot. I like him a lot. I love the color scheme. Articulation I think is pretty good. Obviously you lose a little bit of the articulation because of the spring-loaded components like in the shoulder and whatnot, but you've got the Jobraver head just kind of poking out the back there, which looks a little silly, but yeah, overall, I think he's fun. I really like his giant claw hands. I think that's kind of fun for a weapon. I like the truck alt mode. I like the Jobraver. Like I said, I absolutely love the color scheme. I don't really get the cat motif. Like I said, maybe that makes sense if you've been watching the anime. I know they have kind of a repaint of this guy with a different truck theme. It's not cats, so I believe the Jobraver looks a little bit different as well. That one's coming out soon, I think, in like a week or two. But yeah, pretty cool. I've been having a lot of fun with this line, and I think this guy is a great addition. I really like the alt mode. I really like the robot mode. Not really too much to complain about. The only thing I think I would really complain about this is I wish the claws stored somewhere in the truck's alt mode. Because it would be nice to not just have that kind of sit out somewhere. I wish there was some way that they stored either inside the truck or underneath, something like that. Other than that, I think he's a lot of fun. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.